Hello my dear students, welcome back to Learn Physics. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the projectile motion. As usual, we are going to do some numericals relating to this one. So before starting the session, we should by heart these formulas. This is for the time of flight, that is total time of flight. It is 2u sin theta divided by g, that is for the total time of flight. If it is to the maximum height, the time required will be u sin theta divided by g, and here r equals u square sin 2 theta divided by g, that is horizontal range, that is horizontal distance covered. H equals, that is vertical distance covered, will be u square sin square theta by 2g. Now here it is given for the path of the projectile, y equals x tan theta minus half g x square by cos square theta. Okay, so this is about the distance path of the projectile. Okay, clear? So this is about the important formulas in this chapter. So we are moving to the numerical session. Okay, last class we did some of the numericals and today we are going to do the rest of the things. A hill is 500 meter high. Supplies are to be sent across the hill using a cannon that can hurl packets at a speed of 125 meter per second over the hill. The cannon is located at a distance of 800 meter from the foot of the hill and can be moved on the ground at a speed of 2 meter per second, so that its distance from the hill can be adjusted. What is the shortest time in which the packet can reach on the ground across the hill? Okay, so here a hill is given, it's 500 meter high. Hill is of 500 meter high. Supplies are to be sent across the hill using a cannon that can hurl the packet at a speed of 125 meter per second over the hill. So while we are throwing a packet from here, this is the original position. From here, when it is moving over the hill, the packet can move. Okay, so the speed is given as u is given as 125 meter per second. The cannon is located at a distance of 800 meter from the foot of the hill. So the cannon is at a distance of 800 meter from the foot of the hill and can be moved on the ground at a speed of 2 meter per second. So velocity of the cannon in the ground is 2 meter per second. What is the shortest time in which a packet can reach on the ground across the hill? Okay, how long it is required for the packet to reach the ground across the hill? That is the question. So we need to find out the total time required to cross the to reach the other end. Okay, how long it will be taking. Okay, for that we can find out the total time required for the covering this much of distance. So we don't know about this distance. We know that initial velocity of the cannon is the packet is moving with a speed of 125 meter per second. That one I can consider along as x-axis and y-axis. Horizontal velocity and vertical velocity. How long it will be taking to reach this point? That one we can find out. So when we are considering the upward motion, see, we know that initial velocity we don't know, and final velocity at maximum height. When it is reaching to the maximum height, the final velocity is y velocity will be equal to 0. Right? Final velocity at the maximum height. That is, velocity is equal to 0 at that time, and distance covered is 500 meter. Here we don't know about the uy value, and the time also we don't know. So including uy, s and vy, if we have any formulas, then we can first find out the value of uy and then go for the time. Okay, so first I will be doing with v square minus u square equals 2as. Okay, vy, uy, sy. So what is vy? Vy is 0 minus uy square equals 2 into minus 10, since it's moving in the upward direction, 1000. Therefore, I'll get it as uy as Square root of 10,000. Square root of 10,000 is 100 meter per second. That is velocity along the y direction, we got it as 100 meter per second. Now we can find out the value of time required. Time, how can we find out the time required to reach this position? So here we can use V equals U plus AT. So Vy, Uy, Ayt. So Vy is, here we got the value as 0, Uy is 100 plus A is minus 10 into T. So T, we are getting it as 10 seconds. So the time required to reach this position is T equals 10 seconds. So to the downward motion also same way only. So it is taking total time of flight, that will be equal to, total time of flight will be equal to 20 seconds. So now we got the value as 20 seconds. Now we need to find out the horizontal distance, how much it will be covering, how much distance it will be covering horizontally. So in 20 seconds of time, so the distance covered in horizontally, or we can write down the range. If it is moving with a velocity of 125 meter per second, how much it will be covering? That one we need to find out. So range equals velocity into time, velocity along the x-axis into time. But we don't know the velocity along the x-axis, but instead of that we know the initial velocity. Initial velocity we will be finding out with the help of ux square plus uy square. Therefore we can write down ux square equals u square minus uy square. Therefore 125 square minus uy is how much we got here? 100 square. So here, so when you are solving ux value, you will get it as 75 meter per second. So here we are getting the value of ux as 75. So how much distance along the x direction it will be covering? 75 into 20, so that is 1500. So 1500 totally it will be covering. This is 800 meters. So this will be 800. So it is together it is 1600. But it is able to cover only the 1500 meters totally. Or if you are multiplying with 50, then you will be getting the rest, just half of that. Okay, this much distance. So just half of that, is 750 you will be getting. So if we are throwing with a velocity of 125 meter per second, then it can cover only 750. After 750 meter, it will be reaching to the maximum height. So what should we do? We can move the cannon to a distance of 50 meter, because with this velocity, the object can move only 750 meters till the maximum height. So the cannon should move to a distance of 50 meter. For covering this much 50 meter, how long it will be taking? Okay, so here we got the value of covering the whole distance as 20. Right now, the cannon velocity is 2 meter per second. In how long it will be taking to cross to cover this 50 meter. So the distance need to cover by the cannon is 50 meter. So time will be equal to velocity equals distance divided by time. So distance divided by velocity, distance is 50 divided by 2, we will be getting 25 seconds. So for the cannon to move from this end to this side, it will be getting it as 25 seconds. And for covering the whole distance, it will be 20 seconds. So what will be the total time required? Total time required as 45 seconds. Okay, clear? So I'll explain you once more the whole thing. See, we are throwing a packet from one particular point. That point is at a distance of 800 meter from the foot of the hill. Okay, this is at a distance of 800 meter, and the maximum velocity that the projectile can move is 125 meter per second from the cannon. Okay, so when it is moving, it should cross the hill and should reach the other end. For that, how long it will be taking? What is the total time required for that? So we are considering this as vertical direction as well as horizontal direction. So when we are considering the vertical direction, we found out initially we had only, we know Vy equals 0 and S also we know. But we don't know about the initial velocity which is acting along the y axis, we don't know. So our aim was to first find out the value of uy, and then we found out the time required over there to reach the maximum height. If it is getting 10 seconds at the maximum height, the rest of the time also it will be taking 10 more seconds. So together it will be 20 seconds. In this 20 seconds of time, horizontally how much distance it will be covering, whether it is 1600 or not, we should know. So for that we are considering the horizontal distance. So instead of considering the whole 1600, we can better go for this half portion only. Okay, so when we are finding out the value for r, that is horizontal distance, when I am considering, I got it as 750 meter. So if the projectile is moving with a velocity of 125 meter per second, then it can move, but maximum height, when it is reaching maximum height, it will be only 750 meters. But for us it's not the case. So what should we do? We should move the cannon little bit more front. How much distance we should move it? To a 50 meter distance the cannon should move. For that, how long it will be taking? Because velocity of the cannon is given as 2 meter per second, the time required for the cannon to move from to this 50 meter is 25 seconds. So together this is 25, and from here then we are projecting the object, it will be reaching to the other end. So the total minimum time required is 45 seconds. Clear? Next question is, a ball is rolled off the edge of a horizontal table at a speed of 4 meter per second. It hits the ground after 0.4 second. Which statement given below is true? So a ball is rolling with a speed of 4 meter per second and it is reaching the ground at a speed after the time 0.4 seconds. It's given, the statements are, it hits the ground at horizontal distance. Horizontal distance is 1.6 meter from the edge of the table. So if this is the table, from the table it will be moving with a velocity, initial velocity is 4 meter per second, but it will be falling down. First option is, range is this distance will be 1.6 meter. That is the first option. So here in this question we need to find out the range. Next is, the speed with which it hits the ground is 4 meter per second. So V is, final velocity is given as 4 meter per second. That is the second option. Then height of the table is 1 meter. That is SY, that is equal to 1 meter. And then it hits the ground at 60 degree to the horizontal. So here this angle is 60 degree to the horizontal. That is the fourth option. So first we need to find out which statement is true. Okay, so first we will go for the first option, that is horizontal distance is 1.6 meter. For that the given points are what and all values are given. It's moving with a horizontal velocity, that is initial velocity along x-axis is 4 meter per second and initial velocity along y-axis is equal to 0. We know that a will be equal to minus 10 meter per second square and time required is 4 seconds. That also given in the question. How can we find out the horizontal distance? Horizontal distance r will be equal to ux into t. Because acceleration is absent there, acceleration is not there, so acceleration this 4 into time 4 equals 16 meter. Not 16, 1.6, 4 into 4, 1.6 meter. So the option A itself, first itself it was correct. So here I'll prove for you this B, C and D options are wrong. Here final velocity V equals 4 meter per second. So the second option, whether it is true or not, we will find out. Okay, final velocity. How can we find out the final velocity? Because we require velocity along the y-axis Vy and Vx. Then we can find out V as equal to root of Vx square plus Vy square. Okay, so how can we find out the value of Vx? Vx is equal to V equals U plus AT, Ux plus Ax into T. Ax is 0, therefore it will be equal to 4 meter per second only. Okay, next is Vy. V equals Uy plus Ay into T. What is Uy? Uy is 0, Ay is 10, t is 0.4, so it is again 4 meter per second. How can we find out v? V equals root of 16 plus 16, so 32, or we can write it as root of root 2 4 root 2 meter per second. So here it is wrong, here it is given as 4 meter per second, so that option is wrong. Then next is distance along the y-axis. So vertical distance. Vertical distance means we need to consider s is equal to ut plus half at square. We can consider, or v square minus u square equals to as. Any one formula we can use. So here I am moving with the v square minus, because we already got vy square minus uy square equals 2ay into s. So here vy we got it as 4 square minus 0 equals 2 into 10 into s. Therefore it is 16 divided by 20. So here distances we will be getting it as 8.8. 0.8 only we will be getting, so it's wrong. Okay, clear? Here it is 1 meter it is given. So all these answers are wrong over there. So next is theta is this and all. Why I am doing other things is if the question comes for the other things, how to find out the vertical distance or how to find out the final velocity, that and all I am showing it over here how to do. Okay, so next we need to find out the angle theta. Theta, how can we find out? We know that tan theta equals opposite side divided by adjacent side, right? So when we are considering v is acting in this direction, this is vx and this is vy. So what is the opposite side? Opposite side is vy by vx. What is vy here? Vy is 4 and even vx we got it as 4. So theta equals, tan theta equals 1. If tan theta equals 1, we can say that theta will be equal to 45 degree. So that also wrong. Okay, clear children? So while you are getting such kind of some questions, they will be giving 1 or 2 correct answers and both A and B are correct, both B and C are correct, like that they will be given. So in those cases you should find out the rest of the answers also whether it is correct or not. Okay, so the only 2 questions I was able to do today. Otherwise if I am doing more questions it will be more lengthy video, so I don't want to do this. So but it is important questions. Okay, these 2 are very important. If you are understanding the concept and writing them, you can easily solve that. Okay children, so I hope today's video is useful for you, and if you like the channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Thank you for watching. Bye.